Hey there, everyone, and welcome to an episode of Pop Culture After Dark. Abel and Vonnie back to talk about all of our favorite and not so favorite celebrities. Hi, my friend Vonnie.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. We just did this last night, and I'm actually a little bit anxious because this is our very first episode that we've ever live streamed, ever thought about doing. And I'm kind of anxious because, this is like a little bit messy.
Yeah, yeah. This pop culture is yeah. That's all I'm gonna say is yeah. I can't wait to see how this is gonna go. This is our very first pop culture live episode.
Yeah, it takes a little bit more behind the scenes. Like we actually have to do Bonnie does research for Bitches Who Brunch. By the way, hi to all of the Bitches Who Brunch viewers and listeners. We're taking over the feed for a couple of weeks so we get running our feet. But anyways, Bonnie does research for Bitches Who Brunch, but like she does that and then it's done. But like we have to both research stories and then we have to present them to each other, give each other like a rundown quickly, and then like as we're going over the storage, we have notes. Like Bonnie writes her notes down. She's crazy. Yeah, for viewers. um,
Put the work in.
and I'm like clicking away and like trying to navigate. So it's just a little bit different. But anyways, I want to get into today's episode because we have a quite a welcome back episode in store for everyone. But this season, not only will we be going live, but we'll also be sharing every week what song currently has us in a chokehold. And Bonnie, what song is it for you right now that when you get in your car, it's the first thing you listen to, the last thing you listen to on the way out?
Okay, so I have two songs. I have two songs.
Okay.
One is what I listened to on the way in. The other one's what I got on the way out. So my first one is Gorilla featuring Megan TGIF.
Period.
Rihanna, like, okay, I already loved the song, but when Rihanna like was singing it and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, just like that, just it's it for me. It's it for me. I don't care where I'm at. I'm letting you know it's 7 p.m. It's a Friday. It's 95 degrees, and who ain't got me? I'm letting you
No
know.
one got me, and no one got me.
Period. And
Exactly.
my other one is Too Sweet by Hosier. And I literally, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I am telling everybody how I like to take my whiskey neat. So those
Uh,
two things.
so like you, the song that has me in a chokehold this week, I'll share two just because it's our first one doing it. Um, Megan Thee Stallion, and my song of the week is currently Mamushi featuring Yuki Chiba. I am literally obsessed with that song. Like I
Yeah.
have to listen to it every single day, like no matter what. And then there's one other song that's like a secret that I keep near and dear to my heart. It's like a guilty pleasure song, and it's by Sabrina Carpenter, and it's Please, Please, Please.
Oh,
I am
stop it.
so obsessed with that song. I'm like singing it, and I'm like, I'll like for no reason, and I'm just like looking at Jonathan, and I'm like, don't prove him right. Like I'm just like I get all attitude, but I just love that song, and I was not a Sabrina Carpenter fan, but now I am. So
I do love that song. I did make a TikTok to that song, so I feel you.
so I now want to start with the show with just like a summer kind of music recap. It's been a while since we've been on here to talk about anything. And I've been able to see now Nicki Minaj this summer. I also saw Megan Thee Stallion this summer, Glorilla, Doechii. I'll tell you guys this that Nicki Minaj came on 3 hours late. She's been on 3 hours late every show of hers. Um, Doja Cat was never late. Megan Thee Stallion, right on time. I think she's maybe like 30 minutes late. But anyways, I say all this to say Megan Thee Stallion's Hot Girl Summer was definitely more fun and entertaining and lively. However, Nicki Minaj's concert had so much more money in it. Like the production was like she is the rapper. As annoying as she is to me, as irritating as she makes like as irritated as she makes me now. Nicki Minaj is that rapper, right? She's the female rapper who kind of reignited the flame for other female rappers in this generation. So her production was definitely a lot better and bigger. However, I would say my number one rapper that I have seen has been Doja Cat. She wins the bucket for me because Doja Cat's production was there, like a lot of thought and money went into it, and her stamina way ran circles around Nicki Minaj. Like Nicki couldn't get past 3 songs without running out of breath. So other than that, there's good and bad at both. But I have to say that's kind of been my summer kind of music recap, and I'm listening to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion right now. I'm obsessed with her at the moment.
Okay. Okay. I really didn't see like too many performers other than the ones that we've had here locally. So like,
Mhm.
smaller time.
You
I
met
did
Paul Wall.
I did. I got to hang out with Paul Wall at his concert here, who hopefully we will be seeing in the future
Yeah.
on one of these shows. So I'm really excited about that. Paul Wall at Mexican OT. That was another one that okay, look, Mexican OT. I listen. I did
We're
not
live. We're live. I'm not editing. I'm
I
not editing the show.
You're right, he's cool.
Okay.
No, but he
Okay.
really did come out looking like he had just got off of the boat after a long day of fishing. That's how homie came out on this. I'm like, I mess with that. Like,
You're like, I love that actually.
I love that energy. So I mean, it was an amazing concert. Concrete Street here put on a great show. They are always amazing. Shout out to Concrete Street. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the other summer concert series that they're gonna have, coming up and everything. But that was the extent of like what I did on there. But guys, if you're watching the show, put down in the comments right now what songs have had you in a chokehold this week. We want to hear it.
For sure. So now I do want to kind of move on and talk about our favorite person, Candace motherfucking Owens.
Here we go.
This whole can't stay acting right. For if you're new to the show, welcome. This will be a great episode for you because Candace Owens is the most obnoxious, disgusting, vile human fucking being on this earth. She is such a gross person. She's a conservative that I agree with like 0% of what she agrees with. Well, recently she shook the waves a little bit because she went on the Don Lemon show. And Don Lemon is, for those of you who don't know, was an anchor on CNN for a long time, very liberal for most part. He's a gay man, African American, and she went on to his show. And it was interesting because they're on two completely different sides of the spectrum, but they came together for a podcast, and it was interesting because it was about an hour long, and I watched it all. And Candace Owens was told Don Lemon to his face, and I just want to get Bonnie's opinion on this because it's been a while since we talked about this bitch. Um, she told Don Lemon to his face, and a part of me, even though I hate her and do not agree with her, I have to admire her for this because he said, "Do you think I am a disgusting human for loving a man?" She looked at him dead in the camera and said, "Yes, I do." You, and then she went on to say, "You are living in sin."
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I
and
mean, mm,
and she talks about the we're not gonna get into like the Holocaust. She talks about the Holocaust and everything, but she says that a lot of people give her take is that a lot of people are always talking about the Holocaust. She's like, well, what about the everyday murder and genocide of Christians?
are they being murdered?
Probably somewhere,
Is it?
it's everyone's gonna, somewhere there's murder happening, but it's like it just
But,
made, yeah,
but like specifically because they're Christians?
yeah,
Hi,
that's what she's saying.
Gabriella. Hi,
She's
thank you for
saying, yeah,
joining.
so her take is that Christians are the most like hated group in the world,
I,
along with along with Don Lemon living in sin, and she thinks he's a disgusting human being.
Christians are the most hated group in the world. I wonder if she got that in the same place that we get a lot of our surveys because we know those are full of shit. Okay, first of all, okay, I am here for the dead ass, blunt ass honesty. That's just like if you ask somebody, did you lie about this? And they're like, yes, I did. Much respect for that one single little part. So, what? Like, yes, you're disgusting to me. You're living in sin? Kiss my ass, bitch, because I know you are too at some point. Everybody lives in sin. Like, fuck all
Yeah.
the way off. But
You know what irritated me the most? Not only all the, because I expected to see dumb things from her. Like I watch her because it's like she's good for TV. Like you love to hate watch her. You love to hate watch her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like I just shake my head at everything she says. But like when she has the nerve to get up there and she's just like, yeah, I do think that. I'm like, damn, girl, the straight face. But anyways, we hate that bitch. She can stay sitting in the very back row.
She tried to get up for a little bit. She tried to get up. We let her stand up, but she's sitting back down.
Yeah. So, she's like I said, she is a very conservative, and right now, things are just super, super heated in the political world. And we do not talk about politics on this show, only when it crosses with pop culture. And the next story, the you couldn't be living on this earth without have heard about what happened last week to former um, twice impeached, indicted, convicted felon president Donald Trump. What happened to him last week? Bonnie has the lead on this story because I can't.
That is quite an introduction. Thank you for that. So yes, unless you're living under a rock, you know that on July 13th, presidential candidate, Donald Trump, there was an attempted assassination on his life during a campaign rally outside of Butler, Pennsylvania. Now, 8 rounds were fired with an AR-15 rifle from the roof of a nearby building. Sadly, a member of the audience was struck and killed, Mr. Corey Comporte. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And there was 2 others that were critically injured, along with Trump himself. His ear was clipped, and actually his surgeon said there's probably going to be reconstructive surgery to fix that for him. Now, the shooter was killed by the Secret Service, Mr. Thomas Matthew Crook. But the Secret Service is under fire right now for their lack of movement during the entire thing. Now, the timeline of events, how they've gone on, is 5:10 p.m. Crooks was actually identified as a person of interest by the Secret Service. At 5:30, they were spotted with he was spotted with a rangefinder, and at 5:52, he was spotted on the roof of the building. Here's my thing: from 5:30 to 5:52. You saw him with a rangefinder. Why wasn't he, 5:52, they saw him on the roof of the building. At 6:02, Trump took the stage and started, his speech and stuff. 10 minutes later, at 6:12, he fired the first shot. And 26 seconds later, Secret Service shot him dead. I just feel like, why was he given all that time? Like, that is a lot of 10 minutes, a whole he was on the roof for 10 minutes. And while he's doing that, he's got to be setting up. He's not just, he's laying on the roof, like whatever, all that crap. So Eric Trump came out and talked about, this near miss with his father and stuff. And he's just talking about how incompetent Thomas Matthew Crook was. He said, a competent shooter would have killed my dad. Okay, Mr. Eric, that sounds a mighty little hopeful there, buddy. But he was talking about the hours he put in on the range and stuff like that, and said that he is a competent shooter and could shoot somebody like from like 150 yards away, blah, 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 this stuff. No one really cared. No one really asked you. Whatever. Thomas Matthew Crook, a lot of people are coming forward, his classmates and everything since all this happened, saying that he was bullied in high school every single day. There's been various videos popping up of him being bullied. His nickname was School Shooter Tom, something like that. And
No.
he did not like Trump at all. He was very vocal about how much he did not like Trump or politicians in that case. Now, the thing that also has me like, is the day of the shooting, his parents called the cops to report him missing earlier that day. So if they identified him at 5:10 as a person of interest, what? So that is the controversy that's surrounding it. There are some other conspiracy theories going on about it. Obviously people saying that this was rigged by Trump, as like a political stunt or something to kind of push him forward in the race for the presidency. I don't know. What do you think about it?
I don't think about it.
Liar. Liar.
I think that whether it's him or the next person we're about to discuss, we're doomed.
Yeah, yeah. That's a question for the ages. Like, who are we actually voting for in this election? If it's between Trump and Biden, who are you actually really voting for? Are you even voting at all this year?
I am.
I would love
I'm
to see
not
who.
voting for. I'll never vote for a twice impeached convicted felon.
I'm writing myself on the ballot and voting for myself. Thank you. So, hey, Jonathan, thank you for joining and hanging with us today. We're going right in from Trump into President Biden. So, news out of his camp today
Girl,
is
I'm sorry. This is why we're not a political podcast because I'll get in trouble.
is that he has tested positive for COVID. So it was announced today that he has canceled all of his public speaking events and his public events for at least the next few weeks because he has COVID. He is on his way to, I think they said Delaware or something like that, to rest and recuperate
Delaware.
and all that. However, sources in the White House, some sources in the White House are saying that most of this is stemming from his, like, these last few weeks, all the disastrous public speaking events that he has had. One, the debate was horrible, you know, everything that happened with him on the debate. And then there was him kind of jumbling up during one of his speaking rallies about who the vice president is. You know, didn't know it was, what's her name? Kamala.
Kamala. He referred to his vice president Trump.
Right. And then the most recent one was where he was talking about black jobs, and he knows exactly what a black job is. And
Oh yeah, I can't
so,
believe he said that.
yeah, so like sources in the White House are saying that they just had to like
Let's
take a
wrap it
break.
up.
Take a break for a little while. You know, but you know, if he does have COVID, you know, hopefully he recovers soon. They did report he is completely vaxxed and boosted and all that, and he has nothing more than the sniffles, basically. And you know, so hopefully speedy recovery and all that.
Yeah, girl.
Jonathan said, "I vote for Yvonne." Hey,
Period.
period.
So we'll move on now and start talking about felons and elderly folks. Let's move on now and talk about some marital problems. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. So Jennifer Lopez, since we have been off the air, she has been going through it. If anyone is going worse, like going through it worse than Biden, it's Jennifer Lopez. And this bitch had to cancel her tour because she wasn't fucking selling no shows because that bitch is the Lulu. She's Queen de Lulu.
Yeah.
She had to cancel her tour since we've been away. She couldn't sell any tickets. Her movie that she made about her life, but not, I don't know, that was a music video. Anyways, whatever she released flopped. She didn't even debut on any kind of charts or nothing. Anyways, I say all that to say she's going through it with her husband now, Ben Affleck. Reports have been circulating that they are actually separated and they haven't even been officially married. I think 2 years this month, actually, yesterday, 2 years yesterday. So they got married July 16th, 2022. And Tuesday that was this, was their anniversary, and that they were actually thousands of miles separated. So they weren't even near each other. So on Tuesday morning, Ben was actually seen in Los Angeles, while Jennifer Lopez was seen over in New York in the Hamptons taking a bike ride by herself. People are just suggesting that Jennifer's waiting for like the mumbling and rumbling of her like hate train for the tour to go down before announcing the divorce. However, it is to be said like they're living separately, like 100% now. Did we see this coming, Vonnie?
Oh, absolutely. Like, first of all, that thing, her glorified music video, literally, time in my life I will never get back. I cannot believe I sat through it. Jonathan said I almost bought tickets. High five for no.
Ooh, don't tell nobody that. Yeah, I don't know. I was just saying, Vonnie, when you got kicked off, I was like, I was like, Jonathan, don't tell nobody that.
Don't admit to that. At this point, just do it for charity. Just put on a free show. Just
Yeah.
maybe you'll get people back. And go ahead and announce the split because you'll get like a little bit of sympathy, like a little bit of the sympathy thing. Not enough to make me buy a ticket, but I might go to a free show. That'll make me want to go to a free show. I can't with her. And did you know that their house just got put up for sale? And
Hmm.
they are not even asking for more or anything. They're trying to get rid of it. So they're literally asking for the same price that they bought it for, even though they did so many renovations to it. And all they're asking, they
Sorry.
actually paid for it. Sorry.
That is crazy. I don't know. I don't like Jennifer Lopez. Again, go watch what we say. We're live. Um, I can't deal with her, and I think that she is definitely someone that's like it's like karma. Karma forgets no one,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I feel like she's always had such an ugly reputation, and I feel like it's just catching up to her now.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean just a lot of the stuff that she's touched almost in the last decade has been somewhat of a flop. Even her movie Hustlers, she had such a huge lineup with
Hmm.
other stars in there and it still couldn't get off the ground, So she's just I think she needs to humble herself and really give us like if she wants to come back in this game, if she wants to come back and make a name for herself, I need to see the actual real Jennifer Lopez.
Like,
I
who is
don't
she?
yeah, I don't know who she is other than what all of the labels have made her into and everything. And I don't like kind of who they've made her into. I Who are you, girl? Take some time off.
Yeah, yeah. She should go hide, like for a while. She should go, Candace, in the back. Go to the back.
Seclusion.
Yeah. I don't know, but Jonathan says, I feel like people need to leave Ben and Jen alone. They may not have a typical relationship and they do what works for them, in my opinion. It's none of our business. I kind of agree, but I also feel like when you make it your everyone's business by making an entire music movie, video movie, I don't know, when you do that based on your marriage and your life and you're making yourself that, I feel like then you're giving, it's like, you know what I mean? If you don't want anybody to stay in your house, close your blinds.
Yeah, like you put it out in the open, so this is what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Hey,
for sure.
Anna.
So, hi, Anna. So, from one couple to another that's having issues, Billy Ray Cyrus, not only is this man beefing with his his family, his husband, his wife, his kids, everybody. Well, now his actual new wife, not his ex-wife, that one that, he left her for this new wife, well, they're no more. They're already separated. Well, Billy Ray, he's actually filed for an emergency annulment. And then a court order filed on July 10th, obtained by People magazine, said that a county judge found, quote, no legitimate reason for Fire Rose, which is Billy Ray's current, like, estranged wife, to have access to and to make any additional charges on Cyrus's cards, and restrained her from using them effective immediately. So basically, what he's trying to do is block her from using his money because he said that shortly after they actually got married, he found like she was hiding all these purchases from him. She had got like an extra credit card of his under her name that he never agreed to, and so he fired for an emergency annulment. I say you lose him how you got him. He lost his entire family for this woman, and now look, his life is in chaos.
Yup. Jonathan, this is a redneck-ish show.
Yeah, that definitely is that whole Billy Ray. I don't know. I think that Billy Ray needs to, again, like Jennifer, lots of people need to have seats and self-reflect.
Yeah, I'm like, how many times has he been married? I don't even know. I don't even know nothing about Billy Ray Cyrus. The second "Achy
Achy
Breaky Heart"
breaky
was
heart.
over, that's all I know. And a mullet. Him and his mullet. I don't even. Does he still rock a mullet?
I don't
I
know.
don't,
I can't remember the last time I saw
I don't
him. I
know.
don't know what he looked like.
I don't
He has
even
a
know.
mustache. I think he has a mustache.
Mustache, right? And jeans and a torn shirt, like a torn
Probably.
sleeveless shirt. I don't know nothing about that man.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. He does not go
He's
here.
Hannah Montana's dad. Yeah. So now out of the relationship stuff, I want to now talk about some sadly and untimely deaths in some ways, in the midst of the entire um two-time convicted felon, twice impeached, that person attempted assassination. It's kind of covered up some sad deaths and losses we've had recently. And Bonnie, you're going to talk about that.
Yeah, so sadly it was these deaths kind of like hit back to back here in the entertainment industry. Now I'll start with Shelley Duvall. She is the star of The Shining, Nashville, and Popeye. She played Olive Oil in Popeye. She passed away on July 11th at the age of 75 in her Blanco, Texas home. Now she is a Fort Worth native, and she sadly passed away from complications of her diabetes. But they say she did go peacefully, surrounded by her family. Um, Now, on July 12th, Dr. Ruth, world renowned sex therapist, passed away at 96 in New York City, and her cause of death was not actually shared. Now, look, no disrespect to the dearly departed, but I thought she was already passed away.
Bro, that's one of those that bitch has been old my whole life. When I was little, she was
Literally,
old. When
the
I was
same
when I was a
age.
teenager, she was old.
She looked the
As an
same.
girl, she's been old.
Yeah.
Also,
So
like, never mind. That's
no, no, no. Say it. No, say it. You better stop. You better stop holding back. Y'all were live
okay.
as fuck it. Say it.
Also, though, if you've looked like you're about to die your whole life, like you should have probably been moisturizing a long time ago.
Poor lady.
Because why do you look the same at 40 when you died at 90? Like that was what happened there. Rough life.
That right. But towards the end, I guess it was because she didn't look any rougher. You know. So,
I don't know. But she had
but
that money though. She had the money.
she sure did. And I remember her column and everything. Like Dr. Ruth was the shit. So, on July 13th, we had two deaths in the celebrity world. Richard Simmons, TV personality and fitness guru, passed away at 76 in his LA home. Right now, his cause of death is currently under investigation. There have been no speculations put out or anything like that. They're waiting for the coroner to come back with what they presume is a cause of death, and that could take up to 6 weeks. So, and then lastly, we have Shannon Doherty. Now, Shannon Doherty passed away July 13th at 53 after her courageous battle with breast cancer. She was first diagnosed in 2015, went into remission in 2017, and in 2020, she announced that it was back. Now, she was rumored to have been with her family and her friends at her bedside. Her doctor did say her final moments were very peaceful but somber because she was so full of life and not ready, to give that up yet, but it was very peaceful. Now, what wasn't very peaceful is what she had to endure just days before her death. So, after a long and bitter court battle with her ex, Kurt, man, here, I cannot pronounce this. I'm going to try, you guys. I know I'm going to get it wrong. I, Izawarienko?
Girl, just say
Izawarienko.
Kirk. It was Kirk.
Kurt.
That homie
Kurt.
Kirk.
No, he ain't homie. This motherfucker right here.
Oh,
So he
okay.
ain't a homie. So she agreed to finalize her divorce with him one day prior to her death. She spent her very last days filing to settle her divorce and terminate her alimony request for spousal support. Now, they were married in 2011 and they filed for divorce back in April of 2023. She's been battling him since then. Now, she accused Kurt of prolonging their divorce and living very extravagantly the whole time while she was faced with financial hardships and difficulties due to her losing her health insurance. Now, she said it's simply not right that he was permitted to prolong the divorce in hopes that she would die before he had to pay for her spousal support, and just shirked his responsibilities to his dying wife of 11 years. In her legal filings, she requested $15,434 per month in spousal support. Now, he has been utilizing private planes, spending thousands of dollars in medical spas on himself, at jewelry stores, Gucci stores, all while claiming to have insufficient funds to help support Shannon, who was still his wife at the time. Now, she finally signed the papers knowing that she was going to die within a matter of days. And it was like her last act of defiance, fighting until the very end and making sure that he got nothing of hers or from her upon her death.
Damn. That's
So,
sad for real.
Kurt ain't shit. And
Yeah.
yeah, that is so shit. Like, she knew, like, and she has it, like, she literally signed the divorce papers the day before she passed away. She signed him, he signed him, the judge signed him, all that.
That is wild. That's so sad.
Hmm.
Her death, when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. Like I stopped for a second. I was like, oh shit.
I did too. It's Brenda. It's Brenda.
Yeah. It's just one of
90210.
those that I was just like, oh wow. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Even like, I sat there and I read all of like the stars' reactions to her death, and just reading all the, like, the ones from Charmed, because I love Charmed. Charmed was like my favorite TV show. I've seen that show a million times over. And it was like sad, especially Holly Marie Combs. Her and Holly Marie Piper were like this. It was so sad, all the tributes and stuff like that to her. So that was a bit of a, like, when the news broke and I got the email notification where I was like, oh, what?
Yeah, that shook me a little bit. I was like, oh damn. Like it took like I had to like take a second, like, oh wow.
But it was the same thing when Luke passed away, when Luke Perry passed away. It was the same shock.
Mm,
Like, oh my gosh, from a
yeah.
stroke? What? So, now, of course, everyone's taking solace in the fact, like, yeah, Luke and Brenda are back together and all that stuff. So, I mean, she did have a very, very hard battle with breast cancer for a very long time. So, she fought to the end. So, R.I.P. to her.
Sad.
So, moving on from those to J. Michael Klein. Now, you might not know who this is. I didn't know who this was until this story broke, but he is the founder of the movie ticket app Fandango. Now, this was just like, whoa, because I didn't think people still did this. But sadly, he leapt to his death, unaliving himself Tuesday, July 16th, from the 20th floor of the Kimberly Hotel in Manhattan, landing on a third floor courtyard. He did leave a note, and his note read, "Sorry, I can't explain the pain of fucking up this much. I love you all." Nobody knows what, like, they don't know what he's talking about. So it's definitely left a big mystery, for his family and everything. So that to me is just like, what? Like, wow. I guess you don't hear, like, often about people unaliving themselves like that.
Like jumping off like that.
Yeah.
That sounds
A movie. Like,
like money. When I think of that, I think of like that sounds
money.
like very like money mob issues.
I'm like, did Fandango go out? Like, is that still a thing? It's still an app, right? It's still a big app,
Yeah, because you could buy movie tickets from there.
right? So I'm like, did it go bankrupt? Like, did what happened? What did he
Are
do?
they about to?
Yeah, like, you just can't, like, leave the story. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I want, it's
I
mean, but I want
guess.
to know the tea.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. I'm sure.
Yeah, even I'm sure the story will come out at some point.
That is wild. All right. We'll end with a couple more musicians here. We'll talk about Katy Perry. She has a new song out. I don't know. It's like Women's World or
Does she?
Girl. I don't know. Yeah, it's like newish. It's been out for like a week. Well, anyways, she also announced a new album called 143, and it's titled 143 because she says that as influenced by her angel numbers. So this is according to, and I wanted to bring this up because of that. So according to Katy Perry, there are these angel numbers are similar to zodiac signs in astrology. Angel numbers can reveal a lot about ourselves. Derived from numerology, astrologer and bestselling author Lisa Stardust tells People magazine they are best described as a series of numbers that connect us with the divine. Each number and series of numbers has a significant meaning that evokes our intuition, subconscious, and the spiritual world. Stardust adds, noting they can appear out of nowhere, almost as special messages sent to us from beyond. In Katy Perry's case, she began to see angel number 143 a few years ago during a difficult time in her life. Saying, quote, "We were going through a little bit of a hard time medically in our family, and it was a little bit scary. And I started seeing 143 in many different ways, not just on the phone. the singer recalled during a recent conversation with Zane Lowe on Apple Music. She added that it inspired her to name her album 143 as a way to invite her fans into this quote, into this kind of love frequency that she's currently in. So what exactly is that meaning behind 143? According to this, again, just briefly, number one is about new beginnings and intuition. So when the number one is repeated like 111, it signifies that your guardian angels are looking upon you, ushering you to a place of growth and enlightenment. Number four depicts our foundation, and number three represents communication. So putting it all together shows that number 143 is how one expresses their love and has hopes to manifest more greatness through creative endeavors and relationships. So there are some people kind of course, immediately shaming her for kind of taking on this approach. But I guess my question really isn't, do you think it's wrong? My question is like, if that's what she wants to believe and it means something to her, should anyone else be bothered by that?
No. The answer is no. No, they shouldn't be
Because
bothered by.
the internet.
Like what? Dude, ain't nobody ever. Nobody is ever happy all the time. So I just like if that's what the fuck does that have to do with her music? Like it's the title of the album.
I feel like people are grasping to
Absolutely.
hate. Like people want to hate her so bad.
And I don't know why. Why do they want to hate her so bad? Like,
Look, her new music is not for me. Nobody will
me.
ever kiss a girl not like it too. No one will ever do that. Okay, no one will ever be Teenage Dream. I don't like her new music whatsoever, but I also don't hate her.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just see she's like a Vegas act. She's kind of like washed up. Like it's like her time's over. You know what I mean? That's okay. It's not a big deal. That's my opinion. Allegedly.
Like it happens. It happens. But yeah, I have nothing against her if that's what she wants to do and stuff. Like that's the path that she's going on. Girl, go for it. I'm for it. I'm for it. But be careful. Mercury retrograde shadow period just started yesterday. So if this if this your vibe, girl,
Surprise, surprise, Sade.
surprise. You know, I just recently found out I was actually born under a Mercury retrograde. It explains so much.
Okay.
So
All right. So it wouldn't be a season premiere or the proper ending to an episode if we didn't talk about Kanye Ye West.
my homie, love me some Yay. What's up,
Look at
Yay?
that. We were only missing one person in this episode, Demi Lovato. She's
Yeah,
been, I don't know where they've been.
she's a
Them.
she again.
Oh, okay. I don't know where she's been.
I
But
think.
anyways, let's wrap it up with Kanye West. So Kanye, he's wild, y'all. I'm thinking about everything I see about him. The shit that his wife wears. I see the most random shit. He needs to quit spending so much money on his luxurious lifestyle because he owes the government some money, girl. So he actually owes, according to the U.S. Sun, over $1 million in unpaid taxes. His bills keep like kind of piling up. So Wyoming is the most recent state to send him a bill for almost $5,000, adding to his almost $1 million of debt. These go on to add to his debt, like the unpaid taxes of Yeezy Apparel. So they're now facing 4 tax liens for $934,000. Donda Services, another business of his, was hit with a lien for $10,000. And Yeezy Construction is still facing a almost $13,000 unpaid tax bill. 2 of the properties that Ye owns in LA have also now have liens on them, totaling over $1.2 million. What are your thoughts on Yeezy?
Okay, all the tax crap, whatever. Them celebrities, them rich people, they be owing taxes. I want to know, what does Yay Construction do? Like, what we building, Yay? What we building? Can we hire you? Are you gonna build my house? What is Yay? That's what I want to know. Like, I didn't even know he had a construction. What
That
you mean,
sounds
Yay
that's not,
Construction? Maybe you should get a
isn't that
contract.
weird that I was reading that article like nothing. I was just like, yeah, Construction.
Ah.
And you said,
Oh,
hold on.
you said that. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Question from the what what are we building? What does he build? I
The
gotta look that
church,
up. I gotta put
Donda Services, the church.
find out what
What
Ye
yay.
is
We'll
building.
report back next Wednesday.
We will let you know. Cause I need to know what's he building. Is he built like he ain't building no damn bridges. He burning all them hoes.
Yeah, so maybe that's why his wife's been wearing like a literal like wet t-shirt or like pasties because she can't afford clothes because he's in debt. Oh no, girl.
I
Ye's
don't know.
wild. Ye's wild, girl.
He-
It wouldn't be a proper episode without him though.
I love Ye. You know who else we haven't talked about in a long time? This one. This one right here.
Jeffree Star.
We haven't talked about him in a long time.
He'll be acting silly.
He's been kind of good lately. I'm gonna say that, hoping it jinx him, so we can have something to talk about.
hmm But that is it for this episode. It was actually a lot smoother than I thought it was. It was a little hard, like navigating to comments. I also got anxious for a minute there, y'all, because at one point we had like 37 viewers total, and I'm like, wait, why are 37 people watching me right now? Stop! And I got stumbled on my words.
Is that when you click me off screen,
Yeah,
fucker?
and then bitch, you disappeared for a second there, talking about, and then,
And then you turned off my mic. You better quit playing.
anyways,
You better quit playing.
y'all. Anyways, y'all, this is pop culture. Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much for having us on the Bitches Who Brunch Facebook and YouTube page. This episode will come out on podcast feeds every Friday. And Bitches Who Brunch, we do live Tuesday nights and they come out on the podcast feeds the following Tuesday. So, Vonnie, what can our fans expect from Bitches Who Brunch this season?
Shenanigans and ridiculousness. Now, we have kind of gotten away a little bit from those super wild episodes we used to have, but we're going to sprinkle them in there every now and then throughout the season. We are going to have some more guest hosts. It's going to be super fun. You will probably see a very familiar face from last season in here hosting as well. We can't wait to have her back, and it's just going to be super fun. So you guys send in some topic ideas if you want us to talk about something that you have questions on that we have not talked about, or maybe you haven't caught on past episodes. Definitely let us know, and keep an eye out on all of our social medias for those questions that I like to post, because that is become one of my favorite segments. Now, on the next episode, we are going to be taking some viewer questions, so make sure you get those in. I will be posting those on a story, so you can also reply to that and let us know what questions you have for me and Abel this season.
Yes, I look forward to it. And for just, you can follow all of us and all of our information in the show notes, or you can visit popcultureafterdark.com. So thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you for listening. I look forward to this season, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.